Hi, I'm Rain from Scotland, and this is my story. Please like and subscribe! When I was little, Mom used to tell me I was a grown-up trapped in a child's body. I was different from my twin sister Luna, a typical sand-eating Jell-O sticky kid. From the moment I started kindergarten, I'd help Mom with everything around the house. Laundry, cooking, taking out the trash.
My sweet Rain, you are what we call an old soul.
But I think I only helped Mom out because I was scared our lives would fall apart if I didn't. My dad lay around the house like a sloth all day, dreaming about becoming a famous actor.
I wasn't born to do petty jobs. I'm here to be a great actor, like Michael Jackson.
Dad, Michael Jackson was a singer.
Dad, when you become rich and famous, will you take me to Disneyland? And can I have my own castle?
My princess? I'll buy you a dozen castles.
Obviously, Luna was Dad's favorite daughter because she'd fall for all his lies. When Luna and I were in 6th grade, our parents got divorced. Dad went to the US to fulfill his acting dream. He took Luna with him while I stayed behind with Mom. Dad hardly kept in touch, and Mom and I missed Luna so much. Mom was also having trouble finding a good job. And then one day I had a brilliant idea. Mom, you make amazing cupcakes and cookies. What if you put up a stall at my school carnival next week? Mom loved the idea. And sure enough, her stall was a huge success. From that day on, Mom set up baking stands at the park. And a few years later, she started her own bakery. But she worked long hours, so I was mostly by myself in the house. When I wasn't doing household chores, I was reading or studying. I was the top of my class at school, but I didn't have many friends. On my 15th birthday, my life took a turn. Dad called us with wild news.
Luna is coming back to live with you guys. I'll send her flight details soon.
With that, he hung up without even wishing me happy birthday. But Mom was overjoyed, and so was I. It turned out Luna had been living the life of a billionaire. Dad had married a wealthy woman who lived in a palace. They were sending Luna to us on a private jet. When Luna arrived, all she could talk about was America.
I'm already missing the US so much. It's like the coolest country on the planet.
Apparently, Luna also had a filthy rich boyfriend. She was wearing tons of gold jewelry that he'd bought her.
His name is Nate, and he's a junior in high school. He's even flying in to see me soon.
If your life is so great in America, why'd you move here?
I needed some change. I thought the fresh country air would be good for my skin.
Fresh country air? We live in Glasgow, Scotland's largest city. When we reached home, Mom asked me to show Luna around. That's when she saw the trophies I'd won over the years.
OMG! I see you're still the same nerdy Rain.
If nerdy means having top grades, then yeah, I guess.
If I managed to get a C, I'd treat myself to a spa day. Studying really messes with my brain.
The next few days, all Luna did was sleep or watch dancing videos on her phone while I went to school and did all the chores. I even did her laundry, but apparently that wasn't enough for her.
Iron them for me, too. They're wrinkled.
They're wrinkled because you tossed your clothes on the floor. I was basically a 15-year-old mom raising a royal brat. When Mom enrolled Luna at my school, she instantly became popular as this cool, bubblegum chewing kid from America. Whenever I was with Luna, an army of students followed us everywhere. One time, some girls even followed us into the bathroom. She has to pee. Do you want to watch her do that too? Just then, Luna came out of the stall totally transformed. She'd knotted her shirt way up her waist, exposing her belly, and her knee-length skirt was now barely reaching her thighs.
Come on, girls! Who wants to take some pictures?
The girls queued up for a selfie with Luna. Then they gave her £1 each. What was that?
These girls wanted a photo of me when I told them that my style is the most popular style for girls in the US at the moment. And since Mom gives us peanuts for allowance, I thought this would be the cool way to make some money.
Mom does the best she can. Why do you have to complain about everything?
Why do you always have to play the perfect child? Don't you get bored?
Actually, I do. Some days I want to be just like you, lazing around the house, sleeping like a log, and acting like a jerk. This made Luna so angry that she spat out her bubblegum and was about to stick it in my hair. But I pushed her, and she went flying into one of the cubicles, landing straight into a toilet bowl. Now this is a throne perfect for a spoiled princess like you. Luna and I pretty much ignored each other after that. She spent all her time hanging out with her friends and going to parties every night. And as usual, I was all alone. But on the last day of school, I walked to Mom's bakery and found Luna sitting outside looking upset. Luna, what's wrong?
I'm a failure. A stupid, dumb failure. I flunked all my classes. I have to repeat the 9th grade.
What do you mean you have to repeat the 9th grade? How could you fail all your classes?
Don't you see I already feel horrible? Stop judging me for once.
I fell silent, and after a moment I reached down and helped her up. It's not the end of the world, Luna. Come on, let's go in and help Mom out a little. Luna and I helped Mom out all day. Luna was sweating and exhausted, but Mom was overjoyed with the work we did. She offered us both summer jobs.
You girls did so well today. And Luna, I think having a job will be good for you.
To my surprise, Luna agreed. It took her weeks to get used to working in the kitchen, but after a while, we started having lots of fun. From that day on, Luna and I spent every minute together. I was having more fun and not working as hard. Luna even invited me to her friends' parties. But a couple weeks later, Luna's boyfriend Nate flew in to visit for a few days. He arrived at our house in a limousine with a white horse trotting behind.
I got you your own horse, babe. We can ride him together.
Oh my god, he's perfect! This is so romantic!
Where are we going to keep a horse? We don't even have a stable. Luna ignored me and just walked into the house with Nate. I also found out Nate was obnoxious and bragged non-stop.
It's tough being the son of a billionaire. All the girls want is a piece of this. Someone's going to write my story one day because I'm just too special to be real.
And worst of all, Luna was totally obsessed with him. She would share a chair with him at breakfast and take selfies of them kissing every 5 seconds. I'd started thinking she wasn't all that bad, but she was back to acting as immature as ever and left me working all alone at the bakery. Then one day as I was heading out, I saw Nate standing in the doorway and smiling. Excuse me, I have a job to go to now.
I bet you look adorable in an apron. How about I go with you, beautiful?
Nate leaned in closer and I shoved him away. Get away from me, you creep.
Just one kiss. Luna doesn't have to know.
Luna doesn't have to know what, babe?
Luna put her arms around Nate, but I pulled her away. Your sleazy boyfriend just tried to kiss me behind your back.
Ha 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 ha, you're funny. Rain, but I know Nate and boring and nerdy isn't his type. Don't be jealous. You'll have a boyfriend soon too.
Yeah, don't be jealous, Rain.
Luna and Nate started to leave, but I grabbed Luna's arm. You're such an idiot. I've been at the bakery by myself for the past few days. You have to help out this afternoon.
Okay, sis, I'm just taking Nate to the spa and then I'll come back.
Yeah, drop your cheating boyfriend off at the spa. Luna ignored me, but did come to the bakery later. I left her alone so I could run to the library and study. But an hour later, I got a call.
Rain, come back quickly. The bakery's on fire.
I felt as if someone had pulled the ground from under my feet. I immediately called a fire brigade and rushed back. How did this happen?
I don't know. I was baking cupcakes, but the batter overflowed and first the oven caught fire. And then...
Luna, how stupid can you be?
It was an accident. I'm sorry.
Just then, Mom arrived on the scene too. The fire brigade managed to put out the fire, but by then, everything was lost. No one had dinner that night. Mom's eyes were puffy from crying. But neither Luna nor Nate said a word. It's okay, Mom. We'll build everything again.
But it will take months. How am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to send you girls to school?
I hugged Mom and stayed with her the whole night while Luna shut herself up in her room with Nate. Nate was leaving the next afternoon. Before his flight, Luna blindfolded him and led him to our back alley.
Ta-da! I bought you a car, babe!
Are you serious? How'd you get me a car?
My dad sends me a huge allowance. I spent all of mine on this car for you.
Are you kidding me? That money could have helped pay off damages to Mom's bakery that you burnt down.
I ordered the car a month ago and Rain, the bakery fire was an accident. I already feel horrible about it, but you keep making me feel worse.
I don't think you feel bad at all. You never even apologized to Mom while you were living your perfect fancy life with Dad. It was really hard for Mom to start her business from scratch, and I always had to be an adult. And you'll always be a spoiled brat who wrecks everything. I spent the next 13 hours studying like crazy, and when I wasn't studying, I tidied my room. I had to get my mind off Luna, and I had to stop worrying about Mom. Finally, at night, Mom came into my room.
Sweetie, take a break and relax.
How can I relax? We lost the family business in a fire because Luna's an irresponsible lunatic.
It's not that simple, Rain.
What do you mean?
Honey, Luna got diagnosed with bipolar disorder last month. I didn't tell you because I didn't want to worry you. People who are bipolar do crazy things sometimes. Then they get really tired and sometimes even sad. It's why Luna sleeps so much and has trouble doing schoolwork.
What? Why would you guys hide that from me?
It was her decision. And honey, trust me, Luna feels terrible about the bakery. Go easy on her, okay?
That night, I couldn't sleep. Why hadn't Luna told me about her condition? Was I a bad person for getting mad at her? The next day, Luna knocked on my door while I was studying.
Mom said she told you about my diagnosis. I'm sorry I kept it a secret from you. I was just so ashamed.
But why, Luna? I'm your sister.
Yeah, my perfect sister who never makes mistakes or fails at anything. I came back to you guys because Dad and his wife couldn't handle having me around. You don't know what it's like to be a disaster like me.
I ran over to hug Luna. I had no idea she'd been suffering, and I'd been so tough on her.
Oh, also about Nate. I'm taking back the car from him and giving the money to Mom. I'm so sorry I didn't believe you. I caught him texting with some other girl too.
He's a jerk! Hi, I'm Adele, and I live with my parents in France. Please like and subscribe. My dad named me Adele, which means beautiful like a star. He never loved anyone in the world as much as he loved me. And I guess this is why my own mom never liked me very much. Once in 2nd grade, my geography teacher, Ms. Diana, started screaming at a poor girl, and I just hated that she was such a bully. When she was done, she turned to us and said,
Okay, class, so now I think I should.
"Jump off a bridge!" And the whole class laughed.
Adele, what is this behavior? I'll send you to the principal.
And I'll send you to Antarctica. My dad is a travel agent.
How dare you threaten me? You should never threaten people like that.
Sorry, Diana. I thought it was funny.
Should never call your teachers by their first name. This isn't funny.
And the complaint letter was sent to my parents. Mom was furious. But Dad couldn't stop laughing at the statements I'd made in class.
Adele, I know you were defending a girl, but we should always respect our teachers. Darling.
You shout at me if I spill coffee by mistake, but anything Adele does is fine by you. You'd forgive her if she ever killed someone.
Oh God, honey, do you always have to be so melodramatic? How can you compare yourself to a kid and she's really funny?
Mom just stormed off angrily. And since that day, I started noticing she'd always talk to me rudely. A few weeks later, it was Dad's birthday, and I went down that evening in a beautiful new dress. The minute Dad got home, I ran towards him. Dad, my new dress! Am I pretty? And then Mom pushed me aside and showed Dad the watch she'd bought for him. But Dad ignored her completely and picked me up instead.
My princess, no one can look more beautiful than you. Look what I brought for you.
Chocolate! Barbies! Wow, Mom! See the gifts Dad got for me! But Mom angrily turned away and left. Why was she always like this? I forgot all about her as soon as Dad and I started to play. And we played a lot! The next morning at breakfast, Mom came downstairs rocking a dress that was so slay. And she walked in front of Dad.
How do I look, darling? Come, let's dance in this romantic weather.
Dad spat out his coffee and burst out laughing.
That was a really good joke, but could you go do something more usual now? It's freezing and you'll get sick and cause trouble for everyone.
He just went back to reading his newspaper. And I saw Mom's face turn red. I felt a bit sorry for her, but why was she acting so silly? She was obviously furious at Dad, but she took it out on me by not giving me dessert that day. And this time, I was angry at her. Give me dessert now!
Nope, don't feel like it. Go ask your dad.
I went to the kitchen and climbed onto a stool to reach the cookie jar on the top of the fridge. But I accidentally knocked it down and broke it with a loud crash. Mom came rushing in and started shouting at me.
You're such a brat. Look at this mess you made. You're going to clean it up.
But I just ran out of there and headed straight to the phone. Hello, Dad? Mom is saying that she hates me and I look like an ugly panda. Dad called Mom back and yelled at her, and I did a happy dance. Years passed, and I grew up to be a beautiful girl. Every time Dad or anyone praised my beauty, Mom looked jealous. By now, it was clear she completely resented me. By the time I reached 11th grade, I discovered my love for acting, and I'd taken part in all of the school plays. But there was a mean girl in my class who was always competing with me for the lead roles. Ashley, I'd usually beat her to them, and she wasn't very fond of me. One day in the cafeteria, I saw Ashley bullying this shy kid named Olivier. She walked up to him with her boyfriend and took off his thick glasses, snapping them in half.
Oh, look at him crying like a kid. Mommy, save me from Ashley.
Olivier's eyesight was so weak that he couldn't see anything. As he tried to get away, Ashley stuck out her leg and he tripped. He would have landed on his face, but I caught him just in time. Then I picked up a chair and shouted at Ashley, "You touch him again, and I'll hit your head so hard, your tiny little brain will come out."
How dare you threaten me, witch?
And suddenly, she jumped on me, and we broke out into a huge fight. some teachers came running and pulled us apart, and their moms were called to the school immediately.
These girls were fighting like wild dogs. It's unacceptable behavior.
My daughter could never do this. She's the greatest child in the world.
Oh, yes. I'm sure it was Adele's fault. She's the worst child in the world. You poor baby. How badly hurt is she? Adele should definitely be punished.
This is the last warning to you girls.
Don't be weak. Why are you letting Adele off with a warning? You should suspend her. You can even throw her out of school.
Mom, the principal actually suspended me for 3 days, and I was furious. When we got home, Dad was already there, and she started complaining to him immediately.
See what your amazing daughter has done? She's suspended from school because she beat a girl so badly for no reason. She nearly sent her into a coma.
Shut up! Don't talk rubbish! Adele isn't crazy enough to hurt someone like that.
Yes, Dad, Mom is lying, and she told the principal to suspend me. Ashley jumped on me, and I just pulled her hair. How could she go into a coma from that? Hearing this, Dad was furious at Mom, and they broke into the worst fight of their lives. Mom smashed half the plates in her house. She was crazy. A few days later, something was published in the news that left everyone really surprised in school. It was a picture of Olivier with his dad, who happened to be a world-famous movie director. Everyone knew Olivier's dad, but until now, no one had known Olivier was his son because he'd never mentioned it. And suddenly, everyone's attitude towards Olivier changed completely. He was surrounded by girls all the time. I also liked him, but I'd just see him from a distance. Even Ashley the witch apologized to him one day. He forgave her, and after that, the two would be hanging out together so often. A week later, it was Valentine's Day, and I came to know that Ashley had dumped her boyfriend. She walked over to Olivier in the cafeteria and said,
This rose is for the most handsome boy in the world. Will you be my Valentine?
No boy ever refused Ashley because she was so pretty. But to my shock, Olivier just took the rose from her and walked over to me.
I've been waiting to do this since the first time we've met. And what day is better than Valentine's? You're the prettiest, loveliest girl ever. Will you go out with me, Adele?
Yes, of course. Yes. Then he lifted me into his arms and twirled me around as everyone cheered for us. Ashley was so embarrassed and angry, she ran away from there crying. I started enjoying my relationship with Olivier. He'd pick me up from my place, and then we'd go to parks and malls. I could see Mom's jealous face whenever I'd come back with gifts. One day, she said,
Is this what you go to school for? Focus on your studies.
Don't I already get the highest grades?
That boy, Olivier, isn't good for you.
How can you say that? You don't even know him.
His dad and I were in the same college, and he is a horrible, dishonest man.
Wow, you'll just make up anything, won't you? You know what I think, you're just jealous because you never got what I have. I started ignoring Mom completely after that. She couldn't stand to see me happy. And that was her problem, not mine. I graduated from high school, and Olivier and I decided to get engaged before we both headed off for college. We had a small engagement dinner with his parents and mine, but just as he was about to put the ring on my finger, Mom suddenly jumped up from her seat.
No, I can't stay quiet and just watch Adele. I have proof that this boy is no good. Look at this picture of him kissing this girl. Won't you believe me now? I warned you about him and his whole family.
Mom, just stop. That girl is Olivier's cousin, and I know her. You've proved nothing except that you're a crazy psycho who's been stalking my boyfriend. Everyone was staring at us, and the whole evening was ruined. When we got home, I turned to Dad. She ruined one of the happiest days of my life, Dad. Thank God. I'm leaving for university tomorrow.
Not just you, darling. I'm leaving too. I've stayed with this madwoman just for you. But now you're all grown up and ready to go, and so am I. I need some peace in my life.
And with that, we both left home the next day, hoping to never see Mom again. A few months later, Dad told me he was getting married again, and I was really happy for him. After Olivier and I graduated from university, we decided to get married. I didn't want Mom to ruin my big day, so I didn't invite her. But to my shock, Dad didn't come either. He just sent me a huge wedding present with a note.
Sorry I couldn't make it, honey, but I can't leave my wife and newborn son alone right now. Love you, and hope you have an amazing day.
That was a big blow to my heart. He'd never ignored me before, and I was so angry at him. I called him, but he didn't even pick up. Olivier's dad soon signed me on for a movie, and the very first one was a success. I shot to fame fast, and was soon traveling all over the world for shootings and premieres. I was away often, and over time, I felt Olivier was growing really distant from me. Like once I was in town on my birthday, and all he did was laze around on the couch as usual and watch football all day. Olivier, today's day is over. It was my birthday? And you didn't even wish me a happy birthday.
Oh, I forgot. Happy birthday, dear.
And then he just turned his face to the TV again. This kind of stuff happened all the time, and I felt invisible. And sometimes it made me think of how Dad must have made Mom feel, and how I'd never realized it before. To distract myself, I worked even harder. And within a year, I was nominated for a big award. But Olivier didn't even show up to the award ceremony. And when I got home, I found him having a huge party at our place.
Oh, I thought you were out of town. Babe, come meet my friends.
Out of town? I was at the award ceremony, and you weren't there.
That was today? And why did I need to be there, Adele? Did you need me to carry around that tiny award for you?
Do you even care about me? Or am I just a money-earning machine for you? You don't even have a job, and all you do is spend my hard-earned money.
Your hard-earned money? Anything you are today is because of my dad and my connections. And look at you now, acting all high and mighty with your award and your expensive dress, which, by the way, looks awful on you.
Everyone in the room looked at us. I was embarrassed like never before. Suddenly, the scene of Dad laughing at Mom and insulting her flashed before my eyes. And it was the worst feeling in the world. Really? You made me. Then why couldn't you make something of yourself, you useless potato? Saying that, I just pushed him aside and stormed off to my room. I could hardly sleep that night. I was so angry at Olivier and at Dad. The next morning, I woke up to a message on my phone. It was from my bank saying that all the money from my account had been withdrawn. What the heck? Olivier, you took all my money? Why did you even need such a big amount?
I had some debts to pay off. Partying can be expensive, man. You'd know if you ever had fun.
What? You're the biggest jerk ever. I wish I'd let Ashley have you. You deserved her.
Yeah, she was prettier, but whatever. Get lost now.
I grabbed him by the collar and punched him hard. Just then, the cops arrived at our door because I'd already called them and reported him for theft. He left shouting and screaming, and it was the best I'd felt in years. And then I left to see my mom. When I arrived at my old house, Mom was completely stunned to see me.
Oh my God, Adele, it's been so long. You're even more beautiful than I remember.
And suddenly, I just burst into tears and ran to hug her tight. She asked me what was wrong, and I told her everything. I'm so sorry, Mom, for never realizing how Dad made you feel, for not listening to you about Olivier. You warned me, but I grew up never trusting you to be happy for me.
It's not really your fault, Adele. All those years, I was angry at your dad, and I took it out on you by never showing you affection. It's taken me years to get over my resentment and realize I should never have ruined my relationship with you, or for someone who never loved me at all.
I'm here now, Mom. Do you think we can start over?
I've been waiting to hear those words for so long, my darling.
Hi, I'm Rena. Please like and subscribe. I was walking in the school hallway after I failed my chemistry exam for the 5th time in the 10th grade. And that's when I realized that the best thing I could do was look for a good husband and marry him after graduation. I had no future in college anyways. And when I was busy imagining myself as the wife of a handsome billionaire, I bumped into a boy I had never seen before. And in a heavy accent, he said,
You have 3 weeks to fall in love with me.
What? I was shocked, but he looked very serious. I tried to push him away, but he stopped me.
It's only 3 weeks, and I know you very well, Rena. You'll like taking risks. Agree to this and I promise you, you will have the best time of your life.
I stared at him and started talking, but I tripped over something and was about to fall when he caught me just in time.
Easy there, baby girl.
What did he just call me? I pushed him away and fell on my butt really hard. Don't touch me! And where are you from?
Italy!
Italian guys are so attractive, but you look ugly to me. Of course I was lying. He was really cute. And so what? You made a bet with your Italian friends before coming to the States that you will make an American girl fall in love with you in the first 3 weeks.
Kinda, but the bet was with my brothers. It was actually for 5 weeks. But when I saw you and knew you were miserable and ugly, I chose you and told my brothers. Nah, I only needed 3 weeks to make this girl fall head over heels in love with me.
Wow. Who did he think he was? Did you just call me ugly?
Yeah, but people must tell you that all the time, right?
Ugh. I ignored him and walked away, but he followed me and started begging. He told me he knew about my sick dad and that I lost my mom years ago. He offered to pay me $10,000 if I agreed to spend 3 weeks at school with him so his brothers could see us together. And what did I have to lose? I already failed 2 exams. Are you gonna buy me food?
A lot of food!
Deal! And just like that, I became his fake girlfriend. His name was Antonio, and he was super rich. And in the first 2 hours of our fake relationship, he bought me 5 Gucci bags.
If I have to be seen with you, you should change your cheap, ugly clothes. These are your size and your favorite color. Black!
How did you know about my favorite color?
You mentioned that in an Insta post March 2018, and you said from now on, I will only wear black.
Yeah, it's the day my mom passed away, and I was just sad.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Please forgive me.
I saw this as a chance to make him feel guilty, so I said, I don't know if I can forgive you. That might take a while. I saw a worried look on his face. Perfect! I excused myself to go to the bathroom to do my happy dance first, and then try on all these amazing dresses. When I left the bathroom, Antonio looked really impressed, and so did everyone else. I saw the look on every girl's face who made fun of me and my clothes. And to tease them more, I put my arm around Antonio's. You're amazing, amor mio. In your face, witches! The next few days were heaven. I got the latest iPhone, expensive shoes and clothes, amazing makeup, and the best perfumes. Now, Antonio and I were inseparable, and everyone envied me. It felt amazing. Until one evening, I was studying for a stupid poetry exam. When I felt hungry, I texted Antonio and asked him to bring me some Italian food. A few minutes later, someone knocked on the door. It was a good-looking guy around my age. Antonio sent you?
No English, madam.
Just then, Dad asked me who I was talking to, and I said, some really handsome delivery boy. Too bad he doesn't understand English, and too dumb for a really hot boy.
At least I'm not too dumb to think that Shakespeare is 2 verbs. You even turned it into the past tense. Shook, speared. How did you even come up with that?
Hey, it's a confusing name. Poetry is hard. Oh, wait. Didn't you say you didn't speak English?
Well, your jerk boyfriend, who is also my brother, asked me not to talk to you. He's afraid that you would fall in love with me.
Oh, wow. What's up with this family? But I decided to let it go and took the bags of food from him. And before closing the door, I said, Thanketh thee, I loveth thee.
You just said I love you.
Oh my God! I'm such an idiot. This was so awkward. I just burst into tears. Can you please tutor me? Teach me something, man. I don't want to fail this exam. My dad will kill me.
Okay, I'm gonna help you. Not because I care or anything. It's because I want to tease my brother and spend some time with you to piss him off.
You guys are so honest.
It runs in our blood.
And he pushed me and got inside. His name was Lorenzo, and he was such a smart guy. He tutored me for 5 hours, and the next day, I failed the exam. But who cares? I was the fake girlfriend of a wealthy boy. During lunch, Antonio got me a cute bracelet with our letters carved on it. He was really into this bet, but suddenly he got serious.
Don't you ever talk to Lorenzo again. Do you hear me?
Or what? Are you for real? You're not the boss of me. This relationship is all fake.
I said do not talk to him again.
Who did he think he was, talking to me like that? Just then, I spotted Lorenzo. So I pushed Antonio aside and went to sit with him. I even faked crying over the poetry exam and hugged Lorenzo so tight. He hugged me back. Later that day, I felt really sleepy during the boring lesson and put my head on the desk to take a nap. But someone started throwing paper balls at me. It was Antonio standing outside the window. What are you doing here? Leave before the teacher sees you.
Come with me now. I won't leave until you come with me.
He was crazy. I didn't want the teacher to notice anything, so I just jumped out the window. I fell into Antonio's arms, and his face was really close to mine. I could see how amazing his brown eyes were. I also noticed a scar next to his eyebrow. That's a cute scar! But suddenly Antonio let me go and I fell on the ground. Ouch!
Follow me.
I followed him into the parking lot, and there I found a fancy carriage with 2 white horses. In what age do you live? But just then, 2 girls pulled me into the carriage and put makeup and a cute Disney princess dress on me. And then Antonio joined me. We reached a beautiful meadow filled with wildflowers. We had an amazing dinner, and I said, "Why are you doing this? We both know it's fake."
I don't know, I just felt like it.
And then he held my hand and looked straight into my eyes. And he got closer. But just then, my phone rang, and I looked at it nervously.
Is that him? What does he want?
We agreed that he would tutor me tonight. I have a chemistry exam tomorrow.
That's not gonna happen!
Oh, I'm sorry. I already texted him and sent him my location to pick me up. And a while later, Lorenzo arrived, holding a pretty bracelet in his hand. He handed it to me in front of Antonio.
Every charm has a different chemical element with its symbol to help you remember them better.
You mean help me cheat better? Man, you're the best! I high-fived him and left him saying bye to Antonio. That night, I studied with Lorenzo for 3 hours. And to my surprise, I was finally able to understand some things in chemistry. I know it was my 6th attempt to succeed, but still. I got up to do my happy dance, and I don't know what happened, but I accidentally poured some soda on his t-shirt. I apologized immediately and started using wipes to clean up his shirt. Oh God, I'm such a dummy. I'm sorry. He held my hand, and I could feel his warm breath on my face. God, he was irresistible.
You're really pretty, Rena.
We looked at each other for a moment, and he got closer to kiss me. But I stopped him. I can't do this. I'm with Antonio now.
But it's all fake, Rena.
I know, but I think he's not that bad. And
Oh my god. You really think he likes you? How can you be this stupid?
he got up and left. Now I was really confused. Whom did I really like? Was it Antonio or Lorenzo? Next day, when I arrived at school, I saw Lorenzo and waved at him, but he ignored me. I walked toward him, but Antonio showed up and put his arm around my neck.
I believe your feet hurt really bad after last night.
Why are you saying that?
Because you walked into every single dream I had last night. Caramelina!
Ugh, so lame. But just then, he gave me my favorite chocolate and said,
I'm not as smart as Lorenzo, and I can't help tutor you, but I can give you chocolate. It will help you remember things better.
I thanked him and left. I spent the few coming days with Antonio because Lorenzo was ignoring me. And one day, Lorenzo didn't come to school, and I got worried because he never missed school. I asked Antonio about him, but he got all angry and didn't want to answer. But I insisted. And he told me that Lorenzo wasn't feeling well and was taken to the hospital last night.
Why are you looking at me like that? Go see your Prince Charming. He needs you.
I left the school and ran to see Lorenzo. I saw him sitting on his bed. He was surprised when he saw me. Lorenzo, before you say anything, I'm sorry about everything. I didn't realize how much you mean to me until we stopped talking. I really miss you, and I was thinking maybe we should go out. But just then, a girl showed up and held Lorenzo's hand. Oh my God! What are the chances that this ugly redhead is your sister?
0! She is my girlfriend!
What the freaking flamingo! I wish the ground would open up and swallow me.
Rena, listen.
No, it's okay! I just ran out of there crying. Why did God make me so dumb? I didn't go to school for the next 2 days, although I finally passed the chemistry exam. But I was too sad. Then I remembered I'd agreed with Antonio 3 weeks ago that I'd let him record a fake video of me begging him not to leave me, to show it as proof to his brothers that he won the bet. So, I went to school and told him I was ready.
For what?
For the video! You won the bet, remember?
I didn't win the bet. Lorenzo did. I didn't make you fall in love with me. Lorenzo did. I didn't break your heart. Lorenzo did.
Wait, are you saying that Lorenzo was involved in this? He also wanted me to fall in love with him?
Wasn't that too obvious, Rena? Can't you just look around you and see who really cared about you?
Oh, stop with your lies! Stop! I don't want to hear anything from you! Good job playing with my heart!
Oh, don't be the victim now. You just assumed that Lorenzo really liked you. And you ditched me so many times to go with him. And you didn't even care about how that made me feel?
Poor boy. He looks sad. Sorry to interrupt you guys, but I really need my chemical elements bracelet back. Since the bet is over now, and I won, you should give it back to me. It even helped you finally pass that exam. God, you're so dumb.
I got really mad at him and slapped him hard in the face. And then I got the bracelet off and threw it on the floor. Lorenzo got furious and approached me.
What did you do, you stupid girl?
Don't talk to her like that, you jerk.
Or what? What will you do to defend your little princess other than crying next to her?
And he pushed Antonio away, but Antonio punched him and he fell to the ground. Antonio wanted to hurt him even more, but I stopped him. Stop it! Enough with all this drama!
Yeah, speaking of drama, I just sent you something about your Romeo.
And he got up and left. The video showed when I left Antonio to visit Lorenzo in the hospital that day. Antonio took out a ring box and looked at it with teary eyes. But then he got mad and threw it on the ground. Then he sat on the floor and put his hands around his head. He looked really sad. Is this real? Do you like me?
I love you, Rena. You're amazing and funny and smart. And I understand that you don't love me back. So you don't have to feel sorry for me. You can leave me. I will be okay, I guess.
Or I can give you another 3 weeks to make me fall in love with you.
Really? That's amazing. Shall we start with a ring?
I think we can start with a kiss.
You're amazing! Cutie cupcake!
Wait, my mom used to call me that.
I know! Would you mind me calling you that?
You're amazing, Antonio! I was too blind to not see it. Can you please kiss me now?
I would love to.
Hi, I'm Wendy from Sweden, and my story is really crazy. But before I begin, please like and subscribe. I lived in a creepy old house with my parents. It used to belong to my grandma, who was a very odd woman. She studied mysterious races in the world and brought back crates full of strange outfits and creepy items. And most people around thought our house was haunted.
Walk faster, a ghost girl will catch you!
Just then, I leapt out from behind a bush wearing a scary mask. I was just trying to be funny, but people thought I was the weird girl who lived in the scary house, and no one wanted to be my friend. And my parents never had much time for me either because they were always working.
This old house is a money pit. I need to work 2 jobs to keep it.
Please go to your room, Wendy. I'm in a meeting.
I wanted to help out, so I started giving ghost tours of the property. When my parents were away, I loved telling made-up stories about the freaky things I'd seen around the house. I even made up a murder or 2 and sold Mom's dresses with ketchup stains as souvenirs. I made a killing on Halloween, but when Mom and Dad found out, they were furious.
What's wrong with you, Wendy? Why can't you be sweet and well-behaved like other kids?
They took all my money and I was grounded for a month. I was so lonely and wished I had a sibling to play with. Then one day, when I was 12, I got the biggest surprise of my life. I went looking for a snack in the kitchen when I found a thin, pale boy my age instead.
Who are you and what are you doing in our pantry?
I'm Felix, your brother. Didn't your parents tell you they were adopting me?
What the flip? My parents had adopted a whole human and hadn't even bothered to tell me.
Typical!
I don't believe you. What proof do you have?
He waved some official-looking papers in my face. They looked legit.
My parents might have adopted you, but you still need to pass a few tests if you want to be my brother.
Bring it on!
We stood on our heads to see who could do it the longest, ate the worst carrot for lunch. And for the final task, we caught the fattest, slimiest fish and balanced them on our heads while we stood on one leg on the fence. Felix was great at it all.
Congratulations! You are officially my brother!
I was over the moon to finally have someone to play with, but my parents had to ruin that too.
You can't play with Felix anymore.
Why not? Didn't you adopt him so I'd have company? We've decided it isn't a good idea. You can't play with him, and that's that. But why?
Because we said so and we're sending him away.
It was so unfair.
I felt angrier than I'd ever felt before, and I smashed the toy I was playing with into the wall. But suddenly I felt dizzy, and moments later, I blacked out. When I opened my eyes, I was in a hospital bed with a bald doctor and my worried-looking parents next to me.
Wendy's blood pressure shot up suddenly and she fainted. She's fine for now, but try to keep her as calm as possible. I'd also suggest you homeschool her for now.
Mom and Dad took me home. They were being very nice to me, which was suspicious. Now they said I could play with Felix as much as I wanted, but when I ran to his room to tell him the good news, he was glaring at me angrily.
What What's wrong? Aren't you happy we can be friends again?
Friends? I just found out that your parents did not adopt me because they wanted to love me or give me a nice home. They just brought me here for you, like I'm some kind of toy. And they might just send me away at any time. I hate you, and I'm gonna make your parents hate you too. They'll realize they're better off having me as a kid. Trust me, I'm not going anywhere.
Felix, don't be like that. I've always wanted a brother.
I'm not your brother.
I was both angry and heartbroken by his changed attitude. But I hoped he'd change over time. But it was the complete opposite. Felix kept messing with my parents. He dropped the pearl earrings I borrowed from Mum down the drain, smashed Dad's laptop, and put dye in their body wash. They had shocking pink skin for weeks. And somehow my parents were always upset with me and thought I was acting out. They never seemed convinced when I said it was all Felix. Was he really turning my parents against me?
Stop being a jerk. These things cost money, and Mom and Dad work really hard. And stop making them think I'm doing all this.
Then just give up and go away yourself. There's only space for one of us here.
I'm not going anywhere, pal.
But then, the most terrible thing happened. A few days after my 13th birthday, we were visited by some people from the museum. They wanted to use Grandma's outfits and creepy items for a display, and they said they'd pay us a lot of money if we allowed them to borrow it for a few weeks. Mom and Dad were over the moon that the dirty junk around the house was worth something.
We can buy a new car and replace the laptop Wendy trashed.
We can pay off the mortgage and finally be debt-free.
This could change our lives for the better. But minutes before the people from the museum arrived to collect the things, I heard a huge crash from the basement. I went running to see all the things smashed and broken on the floor. And Felix standing in the middle with a stick!
Oops! I'm so sorry, I was just looking at them.
This time he had gone too far. I slapped him hard!
You did that on purpose, you jerk!
Just then, my parents came running in and looked at the mess in horror, and then they looked at me like I was the crazy one.
Why are you looking at me like I did this? He's ruined everything, and you're still gonna have him around. Why don't you send him away?
You want us to send your brother away? You got so upset before.
I was wrong about him, okay? He's not my brother. He's crazy, and he's dangerous.
Mom and Dad exchanged a weird long glance and nodded.
Fine. We'll send him to a special facility so he can get better.
That night, I locked my door, but I could still hear Felix screaming and crying in his room. The next day, he was gone. Mum and Dad looked sad and broken. They tried to be nice to me, but I saw right through them. They were sad because Felix had left, and I could never make them happy. In the fall, the doctor said it would be good for me to restart regular high school. Things were going really well on my first day until...
Hey, watch out! It's a ghost girl! I'm so scared!
Dude, grow up!
That wasn't all. In my very first class, I met the most bonkers girl.
I heard you were the ghost girl.
What's it to you?
I'm Tara. I just moved here from Ireland. Is it true your house is haunted? I'd love to meet a real-life ghost. I've dreamed of it my whole life.
Are you nuts? Who has creepy dreams like that?
You haven't read Dead Love Doesn't Die. It's the most romantic book ever. Are there handsome ghosts in your house? Are they single?
Girl, you need help!
No! I need a ghostly boyfriend with ice-cold lips and dreamy eyes who can transport me to his time and give me a million ghostly kisses. And he'll
Was
take
there
me
something
away
wrong
to-
with me? First Felix and now Tara? Was I a weirdo magnet? For the next few weeks, she stuck to me like glue. At first, I acted indifferent because I wasn't sure she'd even stick around for too long. But she did. And I slowly started to enjoy having a friend.
Ha! Look, there's Ghost Girl and her vampire girlfriend! What, in the twilight?
Tara hissed and bit the jerk on his arm.
You're absolutely crazy.
Hey, no one messes with my friend. Yuck! He tasted disgusting. Let's go get candy.
How about I make you a sandwich at my place?
You mean it?
Tara instantly fell in love with the place.
This place is fantastic. Can you imagine the paranormal romances that could take place here?
I just laughed and went to the kitchen to get the sandwiches. But there was already someone in there.
Felix, what are you doing here?
I'm back. Of course, Mom and Dad didn't tell you. You would have forced them to keep me away.
It would be for their own good after the mess you made last time. What kind of facility allows home visits?
Ha! I'm not at a facility. They sent me on vacation to Bali to prove how much they loved me and wanted me in the family. I'm back now, and I'll make sure you end up in the facility soon.
I couldn't believe this was happening. I made some excuse and sent Tara home before Felix did something to her. When my parents got home, I confronted them.
You lied to me. He's dangerous and out to get me, but you still allowed him in our home.
Mom started to cry, and Dad glared at me.
You're upsetting your mother, Wendy. How long will this go on?
You don't even care that I'm upset too? You guys are the most selfish parents ever. I'm going to stay at my friend's house because I don't feel safe here.
You can't leave. We should call the doctor. I told you we shouldn't have sent her back to school.
Dad locked me in my room. I could hear Felix laughing under my door. He was evil. I had to get out of here. I called Tara and told her what was up. Within minutes, she was outside my window.
Come on, Ghost Girl, let's get you to safety!
Tara's house was so normal. It was awesome. She pulled out a mattress for me to sleep in her room, then brushed my hair to calm me down as I told her everything.
Wow, your parents sound like a piece of work. And I finally get why you're so weird about being friends.
I can't trust anyone. My parents ignored me for so long and thought things would be different for me once Felix came. But he's the worst, and ever since he came, my parents treat me like I'm some lunatic. When he's the crazy one, he really scares me.
Don't worry, you're safe here. I'll punch his lights out if he tries to mess with you.
Suddenly I heard a loud tap on the window and he was standing outside. I screamed and jumped up.
It's him! Felix is here!
He was holding rocks in his hand and wore the evilest grin.
Where? I don't see anything.
Felix threw the first rock. It slammed against the window hard, leaving a deep crack.
Are you blind? He's right there!
Wendy, are you sure you don't, see ghosts or something? Because I can't see anyone.
Didn't you hear the rock hit the window? Look, it's left a crack!
What are you talking about?
What?
Why was Tara suddenly lying to me? Suddenly the door slammed open and my parents were standing there looking worried.
How did you find me? Did you tell them I was here? Tara, I thought you were my friend.
No, Wendy. Tara didn't tell us. We saw you sneaking out of the house and followed you. Let's go home.
No, you're just going to lock me up in my room again. What's going on? Tara says she can't see Felix. Is she lying or am I crazy?
The saddest look crossed my mom's face, and she broke down crying and hugged me.
No, Wendy, you're not crazy.
That's when they told me how they'd never adopted a boy named Felix.
We thought he was just a harmless, imaginary friend. But when you started seeing him all the time, we tried to stop it by saying we'd send him away.
The doctor said you had created Felix to help with your feelings of being alone, and we should play along, so we agreed. But then you started acting out and blaming it on Felix.
We were so glad when you finally sent him away yourself. We thought things were going to be okay now. But then you said you saw him again, and we
just can't see you like this, sweetie, and it's all our fault. We should have given you more time when you were a kid.
I was in utter shock.
So everything Felix did, the earrings, the laptop, the items.
It was all you, but we weren't mad about any of it. We were just worried about you.
But if Felix was the friend I made up, why was he suddenly so mean to me?
Your doctor said you suffered from low self-esteem. In your mind, no one wants to be friends with you for long.
Are you real? Can you guys see Tara?
I could pinch you!
Ouch. Okay, you're real.
Don't worry, dear. We talked to your doctor, and he says we can start therapy sessions now. You'll be fine.
And we'll be with you all the way.
Me too!
They all took me in a big bear hug, and suddenly I didn't feel alone at all.
Hi, I'm Wednesday from Scotland, and this is my wacky Halloween story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I had an awesome childhood. My dad loved me to pieces. I never got stuck in one hobby for too long because he was always willing to pay for the best classes and gear. Life was good, but there was one problem. My dad ran a funeral home and the other kids at school thought I was a total creep and a freak.
I heard Dracula buys his beds from Wednesday.
Is that why you're so weird? Are you, possessed or something?
Nah, but it looks like you're being controlled by my cat's poop. And all those thoughts made it so I didn't have any friends. But when I was in 10th grade, a crazy twist changed my life completely. My dad's sister, Aunt Mary, came to live with us. And she was the most fabulous-looking woman I'd ever seen. She had a daughter my age, and I was super excited because I thought I was finally gonna get my first friend. But she took one look at me and wrinkled her nose like I was cat poop.
What are you wearing? You look poor!
Unfortunately, Enid instantly became the most popular girl in school. And just like that, my chance was over. It was weird that nobody cared she also lived in the house with a funeral home in the basement. Aunt Mary was a famous fashion influencer on social media, so Enid thought she was qualified to rate people's outfits every day at school.
572. Ugh, minus!
Who made you fashion police?
You should be arrested for that crime against fashion!
I walked past her barking and went to dance class. But when I got back to the girls' locker room, my clothes were gone. Turns out Enid snuck in, stole them, and was about to throw them on the grill.
Trust me, I'm doing you a favor.
And she started turning on the grill. You've gone too far, you witch! I tackled her to the ground and pulled her hair. We fought like cats till the teachers pulled us apart and took us to the principal's office, where we were given 2 weeks of detention. At home, Aunt Mary blamed me for everything.
It's not your fault, Gomez. This is what happens to motherless girls.
I tried to make up for that mistake.
By spoiling her rotten. She's really impulsive and can't stick to one hobby. The house is filled with stuff she's only used once. It's probably worth a fortune, and she doesn't appreciate any of it. That's why she's starting fights with Enid, who was just trying to help.
Maybe you're right. But what should I do? I was really stressed running the funeral home.
But I'm here now. I'll take care of everything.
Thank you, Mary. Here, buy whatever you need.
I couldn't believe he gave Aunt Mary all the money my family had. Did he think something was wrong with me too?
Your dynasty has fallen, little princess. Now Mom and I are the queens here.
No, Dad loves me and he'll see right through you two. In reality, Dad seemed blind to everything. Things at home just got worse. I came home one day to find all my things boxed up in the living room.
The room was way too big for you. It was really a waste, so I decided to turn it into a closet space.
What the heck? So tonight I have to fight for a spot to sleep with my cat?
Our basement still has plenty of space.
Dad won't allow this. You've overstayed your welcome, Aunt Mary. I'll have him kick you out of the house. But instead, Dad accused me of being selfish and not welcoming aunt and cousin like I should have. I was completely heartbroken. It made me wish Mom was here right now. Things were already grim at home. But a week later, I was rushing to the cafeteria to get the last slice of pizza when a boy beat me to it. Hey, you must be new here? That's actually mine. The lunch lady must have forgotten to leave a note.
It's probably on another slice.
What a jerk! I had to settle for a gross sandwich. Ugh! The pizza thief's name was Tyler, and he had recently transferred from New York. He was super rich, but I suspected he was some kind of robot because the dude never changed his expression. But the girls were going crazy over his good looks.
His style is on point. He's so mysterious and dashing.
I mean, yeah, he was cute, but the guy hardly ever said 2 words. A few days before Halloween, Enid announced she was throwing a party and that there would be a prize for the best costume. I was planning on staying in my dusty, spider-infested attic bedroom, but then I heard Tyler would be there, so I spent hours coming up with the perfect outfit. But when I finally came out of my closet, I got the biggest shock. The party didn't have a horror theme at all. Everyone was dressed up like models and the Kardashians. I looked totally out of place.
Oh my god, Wednesday came dressed as the ghost that's possessing her.
It's Vampire F to Werewolf, you idiot.
Oh, what a lame outfit.
Yeah, you'd know all about lame since you threw a lame party. What a snooze fest.
Do you think you can do better, freak?
You wouldn't know an awesome Halloween party if it bit you on the butt. Where are the bats, the witches, the skeletons? Where's the scary stuff?
We're not crazy like you, and I throw classy parties, but I'm not scared of anything.
Oh, I think you are. If you're so brave, spend 2 hours at the Roslin Mansion with me. First one to come out crying will be the other's personal assistant for a month.
What's the Roslin Mansion?
I jumped in surprise. Tyler was so close. I could feel his eyes on me, and it made my heart flutter in my chest.
It's the most haunted place in Scotland. It was abandoned years ago after the place burned down in a freak fire.
Sounds cool.
I was terrified of the place, and I was sure Enid was going to chicken out. But to my shock, she said,
"You're on."
Everyone got to the Roslin Mansion, and my heart sank into my belly. The place was spookier at night. Tyler was going to time the dare, and the others waited around making bets on who would win.
This is where you can live, once Mom and I have you kicked out. Ugh.
She was trying to get in my head. I hated her so much. I walked to the house on jelly legs, imagining all sorts of horrors inside. I stood in the front hall, my heart hammering in my throat. The whole place was creepy, windy, and cold. Goosebumps broke out on my skin. Suddenly, Enid pushed me right then.
Go on upstairs. You wanted an adventure.
Shut up, Enid. Let's just stand in one place for 2 hours.
I thought you wanted a spooky Halloween. Go find a ghost boyfriend or something. You won't ever get a live boy to date anyway.
What is your problem? Why are you so mean to me?
Because you're a walking eyesore. Nobody wants you at home. Uncle only gave you everything because he feels sorry that your mom left you. Just get lost already.
You are the worst, Enid. You can't treat people like this.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't push me. Suddenly, we heard a deep voice behind us.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, grab your crucifix. 7, 8, gonna stay up late. 9, 10, never sleep again.
I jumped out of my skin in fright, and Enid ran out of the house screaming like a banshee. But there was no monster. The ghost of my imagination was a homeless man with a koala nose. You scared the living daylights out of me, and you made Enid nearly pee her pants on the way out.
My apologies. You live at that funeral home, right?
Dude, you live in a haunted house. You don't get to judge.
Oh, no, I see you around town. I hear your aunt moved in with you. What's she like? Does she have a lot of money? Did she buy you this awesome costume?
Okay, you're officially freaking me out. If you don't want me to call the cops, you better buzz off. The homeless man left me alone, and 2 hours later I walked out of the mansion in triumph. Enid's face was scrunched up as if someone had farted under her nose.
That was cool. You're very brave.
School life changed completely. Now I was the popular girl, and Enid was my personal assistant. And it was awesome. I made her cut all my sandwiches into small pieces so I could eat it with a fork. I made her do all of my homework in disappearing ink, then made her do it again. And I even suggested that my pets poop a lot to give Enid more work. I had her running errands around campus in a dog costume. It was hilarious. But when I asked her to clean out my locker, she put her foot down.
No, absolutely not. I'm wearing vintage Chanel.
Then wear this hoodie. It's Walmart.
You're taking things too far. This is just cruel. I quit.
Maybe I had taken things a bit too far, but I wasn't sorry. One day on my way home, I saw the homeless man from the mansion snooping around our street. I chased him to the park, but he got away from me. But when I turned back to go home, I saw the most amazing thing. Tyler was rolling around on the grass with a cute puppy licking his face, and he was laughing. The sight set butterflies loose in my stomach. The dog playfully ripped the hoodie he was wearing, and it fell right off. Oh my God! But as soon as he saw me, his expression became robotic again.
What the heck?
Is this your dog?
Yeah, his name is Bruce.
Cool. Oh, good dog. Bruce was such a lovable puppy. I rubbed his belly, but then Tyler said it was time to go. But before he did, he picked the grass from my hair. His face was close, and I could see just how green his eyes were and then he just left. He was super weird, but really cute. The next day at school, he brought me a whole pizza for lunch. Hey, thanks. What are you doing today? Maybe you and Bruce can come over after school?
Sure, I think he really likes you.
Only him, or... He didn't answer. He turned around, face expressionless, and walked away. I was thinking about why he was the way he was when someone knocked my pizza to the floor.
You don't need the extra carbs. What kind of witch magic have you done on Tyler?
It's called human decency. You wouldn't know anything about it.
No way is someone as cool as him into a loser like you. You're definitely up to something, and I'll get to the bottom of it.
I ignored her. I hated going home these days, but I was looking forward to Tyler coming over with Bruce. We played with Bruce in the garden, and Tyler became a completely different person. I felt my heart beating fast when he looked at me. What's your deal? You're like RoboCop with the rest of us. And with Bruce, you finally start acting human.
I'm not good at making friends with humans. They lie and cheat. Animals are loyal, and they don't want a lot from you.
I know what you mean. I've never had friends either.
I thought you were popular in school. People hang out with you all the time.
Yeah, but they're not my friends. They still call me a freak behind my back because my dad runs a funeral home.
What's wrong with that?
I know, right? You're pretty cool, Tyler.
Call me Ty.
And he came closer when suddenly lights blinded me, and we were surrounded by the police.
Hands up!
What the heck is going on? I watched in horror as the police went inside the house and pulled Enid and Aunt Mary out. They were struggling and screaming and cursing their heads off. and Dad was coming behind them looking confused. Then a man in a suit walked over, and I recognized him. He was the homeless man.
Special Agent Curry, we've been following these criminals across 3 states.
Criminals? You must be mistaken. This is my sister and my niece.
Also known as Sticky Fingers Mary and Dastardly Enid. They have stolen from several banks and rich men, and I have a warrant for their arrest.
You'll never find the money. Never!
All of a sudden, Bruce jumped forward and dug his teeth inside Aunt Mary's fur coat.
Heck, let go, you dirty mutt!
But the coat ripped and money started pouring out of its lining.
I can't go to jail, Mommy. I'm too pretty to go to jail.
Dad was shocked. He turned to me looking completely confused.
What have I done? I trusted them completely.
I was still mad at Dad for trusting Aunt Mary over me. But he didn't deserve to go under a mountain of debt because of all the money they'd probably spent or stolen. We'll be fine, Dad. I'm sure Agent Curry can talk to the banks and we can get our money back.
I don't care about the money. I let them treat you horribly because they convinced me you were spoiled. Can you ever forgive me?
Of course I can, Dad. I love you the most. I hugged him tight. I finally had my home and my dad back. Life was going back to normal. Bruce barked, and I saw Tyler standing at the edge of the garden. Well, better than normal.
You were awesome, boy! Who's a clever dog? You're a clever dog?
I trained him, you know.
Then I owe you my eternal thanks. So I leaned up and kissed him, and he kissed me back, and it was perfect. So I learned that crime doesn't pay. Tell us about your most hilarious Halloween costumes in the comments.